Morning, guys. So we've basically run out of hay for our Highlands. Let me tell you how we got ourselves into this situation. So for our Highlands, we have 3 fields. This one right here is basically a temporary holding field. So sirloin here is going to be harvested very soon. We use this field for when new cows come in, or we're loading up a cow, or the cow's having a baby, or sick, or being weaned, or in this case sirloin's going to be harvested, so we've separated him from the rest of the herd fold to try and fatten him up. He was fighting too much with the other bull, so we kept him here anyway, and he's much more happier, except he wants some food. So that's our one field. We have our other field, the first one we built right here, and this is kind of the main field for the cows. This is where they have their shelter, this is where they have their water, and as you can see, there's a lot of mud happening now because of the rain that we've been getting. And the third field is down here just past the pigs. Now, with all 3 of these fields, they are mainly sand. We have almost nothing but sand on this property. You can kind of look right down here at the driveway. This is what our homestead is. That's what it is on the driveway. That's what it is in the gardens. That's what it is in the fields. So when we built the field, we tried to plant some grass, and the grass really didn't grow at all. Nothing happened with the grass. We have now started to reseed again, and we're starting to get some grass coming back, because what's happened now is the cows have been out there long enough. They're eating the manure, they're pooping manure and dropping that all over the field. They're walking around, spreading that manure around. They're spreading the hay around that we give them. So what's happening is we're getting all that organic material now into the field, which is helping to be able to grow the grass that we haven't been able to grow for the last couple years having the cows here. So this spring, we're actually going to go through, we're going to reseed this field, basically do an spread over, throw some seed over top of what's existing here. And we're going to do the same in the first field, the main field there, because there's so much organic matter in there now. It's all mud. It's, a lot of manure's down. There's a lot of hay that's gone into it. So we'll have no problem growing stuff in there. What we find too is when we drop hay in there, if they stay away from an area, the grass just pops right up. So we're going to start kind of rotating them to get that grass growing, get it established. So then like this one, when they walk around, they're not going to damage the grass at all. So that's kind of where we are with the grass situation, and that's why we need to buy hay to bring in, because there isn't enough grass in this field yet to basically keep them going, keep the weight on. And then for sirloin, where he is in the temporary paddock, it's just so small that there is no grass. It's all been trampled and dug up. So we do need to provide hay in that field to make sure he keeps the weight on. So coming back to the hay situation, in the last couple of years we were actually dealing with 3 farmers getting hay from 3 different sources, and that worked extremely well. We would go pick it up with the trailer, and we could get 2 on at a time. So we'd go get 2, maybe do another load, so we'd have 4 here. Sometimes we would get some delivered, and we'd have a good supply. And if one farmer wasn't around, well, we could call on another And if they weren't around or didn't have hay, well, then we could call on the other. So there was no problem getting hay anytime we needed it. And then what happened is we switched almost completely to one of the other farmers that we were getting hay from, because the one farmer we were getting hay from, he was having trouble with his hay that year. It wasn't a good protein percentage, and we wanted to make sure the protein in the hay was good to keep the weight on our cows. And this other farmer offered to start delivering hay, so that was perfect. He brought a trailer load, I think it was like 24, something like that, and that's perfect. And then that got us through the winter, and then we got another load before that one ran out. And just recently we got a load of, I think it was 12, because what had happened? Something with the trailer. So he was only able to bring 12 this time, which was fine. No big deal on that. And we wanted another load. So he was going to bring it a little while later. Again, not a problem. Well, they started construction on the road in town that he comes through to bring us the hay. Well, I thought to myself, that's not a problem. We can go pick up some hay. You know, we'll take the long way around. It's all good. Well, I hooked up the trailer, and what we found is both leaf springs were broken. The amount of snow we got last year put so much weight in the trailer, it broke the springs. So now I can't use the trailer to go pick up hay. So, where does that leave us? Kind of scrambling for hay. Thankfully, we still had one round bale left here, and I was able to get that out to the cows in the other field. I put it out there. Again, get more organic matter out in that field, and that field's drier. So I'd rather have them out in that field where it's drier. It's perfect. So I got that hay bale out, and at that point Sirloin still had some round bale here that he was munching on. And then it got to the point where he's getting low on hay. So last night we decided to run into town. We went, grabbed dinner, because we haven't had dinner out in a while. We've been so busy with the canning that sometimes it's nice to go out and have a dinner, just the two of us. We really enjoy that, like our hot tub, where we can take that time and just talk to each other, because usually during the day we're both working and it's just so busy. So it was nice. Went out for dinner, and then we dropped by the farm where we get the hay from, and we picked up 4 little square bales. So the plan is this little batch of square bales is going to work for Sirloin here. We've already grabbed a couple, and he's been munching on those for the last 2 days. So we've got enough to last 4 days, and then we can go back and get more without a problem for him. So the plan for him right now is give him a little bit at a time, because if I throw the entire square bale out there, he's just gonna push it into the ground. He's gonna lay on it. He's gonna use his horns and spread it around, and you know. So we'll just give him a few flakes at a time, let him eat that. We'll come out at lunch, give him some more, and then tonight we're gonna give him some more as well. So for the round bales, for the other guys, we figured the construction would already be done. It's been going quite a long time here in the summer. We figured it would be done already. We could have the farmer deliver the hay and it wouldn't be an issue, but they are still going on it, and it just won't work for him to get the trailer through that to bring the hay. So Today he's going to come over with a couple of the big square bales. So we'll have those, and we're gonna get those out to these guys. So once he shows up, we'll get those offloaded with the tractor and get these guys another hay bale. Even though they still have hay on the other one, maybe I'll wait a few days before I give them that square bale. Right now they're interested in having some grain. We've been giving the baby some shots of some sort of antibiotic because she's had the sniffles, some sort of issue. So they've been getting grain the last 6 days, last 7 days, something like that. So they want some more grain. And sirloin's getting a bit because we're trying to get him a little fatter before we harvest him. What's going on, Joe? Yeah, they love their grain. We give them grain as treats. We try not to give it to them non-stop. One of the reasons we like giving it to them as treats is so if they actually bust out, which they've done twice, and it was just sirloin here that did it. Actually, I think Joe followed them, and may have been Freya too that left. But for them, if they bust out, then it's easy just for us to go into the field, leave the gates open, shake the grain, and they follow us right back into the field. Makes it easy most of the time. All right, so the hay bale just arrived. We'll get it out of the truck. All right, so he just arrived with the first hay bale. I think he's gonna bring a second one today. I'm not sure. They don't speak any English, and my French is still not good. So we'll have to talk to Bridget, see if another one's coming or not. But I'm just gonna leave it here. I'll probably move the truck out of the shelter, and then we'll put the hay bale under the shelter so it doesn't get rained on for the next few days. We'll do that in a little bit. But going through this process and you know, kind of freaking out myself because I like having an extra stockpile of stuff, especially when it's hay or something like that that we don't produce ourselves. You run into an emergency and suddenly you don't have it there. So it's given me kind of a little bit of a wake-up call. I'm gonna make sure I get the leaf springs fixed in the trailer and go back to picking up hay from the other farmers as well. That way we kind of have multiple supplies coming in all the time, and we're not reliant on one farmer for our hay. So all of them make really good hay, happy with all of them. It's just you know, the convenience of having someone bring 24 bales and drop them off, or 12 bales and drop them off. That's a lot handier than having to go pick up 2 at a time. So guys, I'm gonna get sirloin fed with the extra bit of hay we've got there, and get some more work done. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you get down here and check this video out down here as well.